a nigga hit the lottery, so when you going up, how can you plummet? Damn, you stun it. On the land, when you expand the grands, they understand who run it. In the gym, you brung it. Coming from all the fans, the Kansas City man do.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Basie. Yes, I'm going for another different color background. Normally in my Ask Basie videos, y'all just see whatever's in the back of me, not stuff like this. So today I'm doing an Ask Basie, and I have quite a bit to do. So if y'all have already resolved these issues, if y'all have already figured out the situation, I apologize y'all for just now getting to these, but I am going to go ahead and give you my advice on these situations. You don't have to take it, I'm just gonna say that, but I'm gonna give my advice. And anyone watching, please give advice, but please be very respectful and not rude. So I'm not gonna disclose any names unless you want me to say your name. Other than that, I'm not disclosing names. So let's get into this. Okay, this first one says fake friends. It says, hey Basie, first I want to say congratulations on your engagement. I'm happy for you and your family. Now that that's out the way, here's a scenario. What is it, girl? Or was the scenario? Get ready because it's long. Oh God. Oh my. Yeah, this is real long, so y'all keep up because I feel like I'm gonna get lost in this one. Okay, it says, at work, you know, you have your work pals and associates and etc. Well, me and this other lady, I'll call Erica, had just met through the job. She was one of the first people I clicked with or shared some similarities with, like fashion and makeup. Needless to say, me and Erica were around each other at work so much, people would used to make jokes about us being so close. Plus, we always did our work and made accomplishments, which made us even more noticeable together with that. Her and I even began to talk outside of work, of course. But over time, I began to notice some of her ways and started to see how different her and I actually were. Oh my God, y'all. Okay. Because what she's saying, I'm going through. Okay. Okay. By different meaning with ways. Yes, every woman sits down and has tea time with her girlfriend or girlfriends. But Erica was spilling too much tea. I mean, I would go home with enough tea to last the remaining of 2017. Not only that, she gossiped beyond measure every day with something different. She was nosy as hell and fake as a $2 bill, smiling in whoever's face to get info to sit back and discuss. I'm not going to lie, some days I entertained and even indulged in it, but I eventually had enough. I grew tired of seeing her smiling in individuals' faces and throwing stones at them. Alright, this is maybe a little different than my situation. Anyway. Not only that, I felt like she had a personal competition with herself against me and others. Just with some of her remarks she was always made. Okay, now we're getting back on track. Like someone was always copying her and her style. Yet she stayed asking me where I get my hair units from, my lippies and or perfume from. She was just childish, yet she was like a 7-year-old. Okay, she was just childish, yet she was like 7 years older than me. Y'all, is this the girl that works with me? Because I feel like this is what I'm going through. She even made a comment about us being friends, saying, you know, light-skinned girls and dark-skinned girls usually aren't friends. So I said to myself, this... this BITCH? Like, really? So because I'm light skinned and you dark skinned, we cool, but not like that? She was just too much. So I pray and ask God to help remove her from around me because she was just too fake and shady for me to adjust. Plus she called herself being cool with everybody. I almost got to scrapping with... What? I almost got to scrapping with at work. I'm guessing with her at work. Wait. Plus she got herself being cool with everybody. I almost got to scrapping with... I'm sure she's saying with her at work, which or whatever. Okay, I lost that part now. So God answered my prayers, and I became a little distant and kind of short with conversations. And voila, she got promoted to another department, and I was like, okay, Lord, I see you. But the promotion thing is a story within itself. But kudos. So the gag is that I was trying to get promoted to the same department, and she knew I was trying to move around. So in my head, I'm like, dang, I don't have to work with her, but I didn't want to be stuck in this position. Just so happened the following month, God set me up to not only make a bonus, but be in the top 3 of my department. But let's rewind. Before any of that, Erica knew I wanted to be in the department she was being promoted to, so I would catch her being what seemed to be a little shady. Just so happened she was trying to go to lunch with me, and I said I'll pass because I had brought snacks earlier. So she dips off the floor, and ding, I get a message on my phone that reads, now she don't want to go to lunch with me. And it's from Erica. So I'm like, God, you tested me. Because you know I was already ready to be done fooling with this girl. I was heated. I started bouncing my leg and everything. My heart was beating fast and all, because I'm like, who is she talking about? Then I had to start being civil in my head because I needs my coin, and I'm like, how scary, fake, and what else? Oh yeah, messy. So I picked up the phone and I text back, who? In all caps, yes, I had time for it that day just to see how scary she was and is. And oh boy, did she lie text me a lie talking about she was talking about her best friend and she meant to send it to her dude. But what be, you know, talk about their best friend like that over lunch. And judging by the text, they had to be talking about her best friend earlier on. But I'm not done. So by then, her tough card was pulled. Because I wanted to run up on her and just rush her ass in her effing forehead. But I had prayed for her and asked God to deal with her. She was a sneaky kind of messy. The type of messy where she copy your style and then scream everybody's copying hers. Like, damn, first grader, she still think light skin and dark skins don't get along with each other. Lie. Plus she throws rocks and hides her hands. And when you that old, you should be setting examples, not becoming one. I'm getting tired of people asking me about why her and I don't speak when it's been months. Like, don't ask me about somebody you don't see me with. What would you do? Because it's obvious something is being said for people to keep asking me about this girl. And it's been like 3 to 4 months. I feel maybe she's been stirring the pot. I wouldn't put it past her. Oh Lord, that was long, honey. But let me tell you something. I've had this similar issue at the job that I work at. And it's real difficult when you don't want to lose your job. Now, the only thing I can say is my situation, it didn't have nothing to do with light-skinned, dark-skinned girls. That's crazy. But I felt that this person was cool at first. I felt this person was cool. And this is nothing recent, but I've had this experience before. I've been in this job a long time, and I've ran into a whole lot of different type of people. And, you know, everybody don't rub me the right way. But this particular person, you know, they seem real cool at first. I was like, okay, I could really vibe with this person. Granted, it's gonna be an associate, because if I didn't grow up with you, if you're not a day one, it's kind of hard for me to really get like that with you unless I feel like, oh, we the same. But then after a while, I started noticing the negativity, the somebody wanting to dress like you, somebody wanting to be like you. And honey, I'm far from it, but they swore everybody else wanted to be like them, or they want to make sure nobody has on what they have on, or they this and they that. And it was just, after a while, so much of that was getting into my spirit, I felt like, and it was hindering me. And you know, I would come home. When you come home thinking about this stuff, that's an issue. And I knew that me coming home thinking about all the stuff that person was talking about, and it's bothering me when it's not even my situation, or it's not affecting me, but it is affecting me, that's when I knew it was a problem. I had to pray. I had to talk to my fiance. I had to talk to my manager. I had to talk to so many people to keep from losing my job, because I felt like everything this person said started to rub me the wrong way. This this person would try to tell me about how all men are when all men aren't the same. And I feel like you doing good trying to remove yourself from that situation was good. Now, whether she's going around trying to stir some stuff up, trying to bring some drama, honey, stand strong. And then your next step is to let the people above, like managers, you know, presidents of the company or whatever it is you do, let them know what's going on before it does get out of hand. This next one says, hey Basie, I've been dating this guy since we were together in high school for 3 years. Then we broke up because of the lies and cheating. We were separated for at least 2 years. We started dating again, but it's so hard to trust him. He had one of those social media hoes, shaking my head. I love him. So before me and him, I'm gonna call him John, started dating in high school, I was talking to this guy, I'm gonna call him Will. Will was a very sweet guy and still is. So now Will's doing a lot better than John in life, and he's willing to sweep me off my feet. Will takes me on dates, gives me everything I'm looking for in a man. And then John, I say that because John disappears for days or weeks at a time just because he feels like it. And I tell him to stop doing that, but he continues. Now with Will, I talk to all the time. He never does the things like John. I don't know what to do. What should I do? Now, okay, y'all giving my advice, so I'm gonna give it. But some of this stuff, I feel like y'all know what to do. Y'all know. If you are not getting the response that you want from, what you call him? Hold on, because from John, let John go. John Tucker must die. Let him go. Stick with Will. Will seems like a good guy. It's not what you should, it's the, you know, it's right in front of your face. Let John go. That's all I'm gonna say. Let John go. It was lies and cheating and he vanishes for weeks. It's no reason to stay. Let him go. Next one says, hey girl, my name is Nicole. I need your advice. So I've been talking to this guy. We'll call him Chris. But anyway, we've been talking for a couple of days. And he is one of my friends. Oh, and he is one of my friend's family members. And I really like him, but I don't know what he, okay. Y'all gotta use, you know, punctuations. You have to use commas, periods, question marks, because this throws me off. But I don't know what he really sees. Okay, what? But I don't know what he only sees me at. Okay, but I don't know. Maybe because he only sees me at night and we talk throughout the day. But I really need your help. What should I do? P.S. I'm a transgender female. All right. This one's hard. What should you do? Are you okay? You being transgender really has nothing to do with it. Is your question mainly that you hate that you only see him at night, or that y'all don't see each other in the daytime? I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm not really sure what you're wanting to know. Like, you're talking to your friend's cousin or family member and you like him, but you don't know he only might see you at night and talk through. Yeah, I need more information. Now, is he aware that you're a transgender female? That is something I do feel that people need to tell people up front to give people the choice whether they want to continue to mess with you or not. Other than that, I'm really not sure what your question is asking. Are you wondering, I mean, what are you needing advice on if you should talk to him because you only see him at night? You have to give me more details because I'm not really sure, so I'm sorry. Okay, this next one says, hi Basie, I'm a 15-year-old girl. Before I say anything, I just want you to know that I love your videos and I think you're so pretty. Oh, thank you. It says, so let me start from the beginning. My parents saw each other on and off for a certain period of time before my mom got pregnant with me. Not sure how long though. They got married 2 to 3 months before I was born. From the time I was a newborn to the time I was about 6, we moved around a lot, most of the time for my mom's job. On one occasion, however, she left her really good paying job for one that paid less and moved us out of state because she was tired of my dad sitting at home with no job, barely taking care of me, and taking her money to buy computers and other expensive tech equipment for himself. I found out when I was a lot older that I was 2 to 3 years old at the time, and that this was always around the time my father started blaming my mom for not pushing him to start his own business, even though it was something he always wanted to do, like WTF. My mom was always the one who took care of me, and my sister, who was born when I was 5.5, even though we all lived together until the end of 1st grade and my father wasn't really always working, he would never really act like a dad. He was just there. I literally have less than 5 memories of my father from before my parents separated. That's the main reason I wasn't really sad when my mom finally decided she'd be better off on her own and we moved in with my grandparents. After that, everything was better. My dad moved back to New York where his mom lives. My dad moved back to New York where his mom lives because he lost or quit the job he had at FedEx. It was hard for my mom at first because she was out of work for a little, but I enjoyed being around my grandparents and they helped her out financially and supported her. She eventually got a job and my dad eventually started calling once every few weeks and seeing us 1 to 3 times a year with the BITCH, who is now his wife. This is where things started to go downhill. During visits, he started telling me that he wanted me to become something in the math or science field and insinuating that he'd be disappointed otherwise. At first, I went along with it, but that didn't last long because I wasn't interested in it as a career at all. And keep in mind, this time I can't be older than 9. I'm not sure why he felt the need to press that on a child that young. This became more persistent as I got older though. Then on 2 separate occasions that I can remember, he made me feel funny about the way I look/dress. I was never a girly girl, and once I was old enough to pick out my own clothes, I started not wearing pink or wearing loose athletic fitting clothes. Apparently he didn't like that. This is around the time I started not to like talking to him because of everything above that I mentioned, and because he basically tried to control what I liked and did through phone calls that occurred once every few weeks, sometimes even months. It was also kind of an out of sight, out of mind thing when it came to him. This continued, and then fast forward to August 2015. We went to his house in New York for almost a week, and he started sneaking disses at my mom and her parenting skills when she was a good mom and did everything for her 2 daughters. That made me heated. Though I didn't show it, my mom is literally the best mom I could ask for. She supports me in everything I do and is always there for me. I didn't talk to him a lot of the rest of the trip because it made me upset. On one of the last days of the trip, I was telling him about some of my friends, and at the time, they were mostly boys, just friends. He looked at me funny and asked me if I was a tomboy, and I said yes, because that is how I see myself. He kept looking at me funny and then just stopped the conversation. I'm almost 100% sure he was close to asking me if I was gay, and I feel it wouldn't have been a negative question. That always stuck in the back of my head because I now think I'm bi. This was the last time I'd seen him in person. Since then, I've limited our contact even more because I truly don't like him. He has made me feel some type of way about who I am and has told me I couldn't go into certain fields of work that I'm interested in the past. I now want to be a music producer. I've always loved music, but I wouldn't dare tell him that because I know he wouldn't like it. Side note, the only good thing I can say about him that was he introduced me to music. He has even gone as far as to say if I don't go to certain schools for college and study certain majors, that he wouldn't help pay a dime for me. But here is the last straw for me. Apparently, he thinks my mom is telling me not to talk to him, so he sent me messages saying I need to think about where our relationship is heading and not to let someone's non-cynical stupidity talking about my mom get between us. He's said even more things like that, and the worst over the phone the last 2 to 4. Now, whenever I do, I just keep the call short and give him simple yes, no, I don't know answers to keep him out of my business. I've talked to my mom about our relationship, and she said if I want to talk to him, then do it. But I don't have to. She also says that the way he is acting is not right. But just to make it clear, she has never persuaded me not to talk to him. Basie, it's to the point now where I've decided that when I'm 18, I'm changing my last name to my mom's maiden name, since he's not in my life the way he should be. At this point, I want nothing to do with him, and I'm about to stop taking his calls altogether, but I don't know if that's wise. I'm also cautious about what I do and say, because I swear if he starts treating my sister funny because of all hell will break loose. What do you advise that I do? I'm honestly ready to call relationship quits. Wow, I never realized how long this was. I'm sorry. I look forward to seeing much more content from you. Okay. Basically, the gist of this is your father kind of rubs you the wrong way. Your parents aren't together anymore, and your father is really not supporting you as far as what you want to do. He wants you to do pretty much what he wants you to do, yet he's not doing what he needs to do as far as keeping a job, taking care of his kids, being a father. Now, this is kind of a little hard for me just because I'm very close with my father. My father is always, I'm super close to my daddy, you know. So, you might want to let your dad know that you're giving him an ultimatum. If that doesn't work, sweetheart, I don't really know as far as what you should do. But I mean, your mom is right. You can talk to him if you want, but if you feel like he's gonna just bring negativity into your life, or he's not really there for you, then it's sorry to say, but cut him out your life. It's sad when you want to cut your parents out, but sometimes everybody is not meant for you, whether they're blood or not, and that's just what it is. But I would try to talk to your dad first, you know, because that is still your dad. But if that doesn't work, then it's maybe is best that you remove yourself from the situation. And, you know, that's all I can really say. So, you guys, that is going to be all of the questions I'm going to be able to go over through tonight. I am sorry. I do apologize. And y'all, I still have some more to do. My list is starting to shorten. I do also want to let y'all know my daughter had gotten to my phone. I don't know if she deleted some of my stuff. I had more questions in this. So if y'all haven't heard me respond to one of y'all emails y'all sent me, I'm so sorry. If you're still going through it, you can send it back to me. I still do have about 7 more to read in my next one. So y'all, I don't know what happened, but I do apologize. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave your opinions or some advice down below, but be respectable like I said, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, loves.